Hi there. I'm Debbie Sprouse, and I'm here to share my group's project. Our project is on ethics, copyright, fair use, and Creative Commons. And other people in my group, besides myself, include Donna Clayton and Brooke Verhoeven. All right, so we're going to start off by talking about connected learning communities. Connected learning communities, or CLCs, are the newest version of professional development. And with the use of technology, educators can now easily connect with almost anyone around the world and establish these learning communities. CLCs will enable members to share and glean valuable knowledge and information with each other, and then each individual can then take that back to their own classrooms to work towards achieving their academic goals for students as well as themselves. In order for these CLCs to function effectively and ethically, they must establish norms and work within certain ethical parameters. So one of the first parameters is to understand what copyright law is. Copyright laws were established to protect the rights and privileges of individuals who are original authors or creators of intellectual works. This protection covers both published and unpublished works. And there are several types of works covered under the copyright law, including everything that you see there on the screen. Anything from literary works, novels, short stories, to paintings, photographs, drawings, films, you name it. A lot of these intellectual works are covered by copyright law. Subject matter of copyright protection. To give you a little bit more information, again, artists' creations such as paintings, sculptures, etc., are also covered under the copyright law. And I'm going to click on this little YouTube copyright school so you can kind of see a little fun way that you might share this information with your students. We won't watch the whole thing, just a little clip.
Everybody's really been looking forward to the new video from Lumpy and the Lumpettes. Even Lumpy.
Yeah, Lumpy.
Russell's a huge fan. He can't wait to tell all his friends about it. Hey, Russell! You didn't create that video. You just copied someone else's content. Uploading someone else's content without permission could get you into a lot of trouble. It may be copyright infringement. Copyright is a form of protection for original works of authorship, including literary, dramatic, musical, graphic, and audiovisual creations.
Okay, so as you can see, that would be a fun way to introduce it to your students, and also a fun way for you to remember some of the things about copyright law. Now, if you do break any of these laws, it is illegal, so you can be held accountable by the government for protecting. Now, copyright laws are not unlimited in scope, and there are some cases where exemptions apply. Well, before we get to those exemptions, I'm so sorry, let's look at the copyright protects against all of these different things. So protects against reproducing somebody's original work, distributing copies of it, performing somebody's dramatic play perhaps, or reading their poem in public, or displaying their works in public. And as I said, there are some exemptions that do apply. So one of those exemptions is called fair use. And what fair use is the 19th century doctrine that was written into the 1976 Copyright Act. There was concern that people could not use any copyrighted material, so they reevaluated, and then judges decided to leave the definition of fair use fairly vague and open for interpretation. To this day, there are numerous court cases where lawyers need to defend their clients for what is or is not fair use. Fair use was defined by Rich Stim of Stanford University as any copying of copyrighted material done for a limited and transformative purpose, such as to comment upon, criticize, parody, or copyright. Okay. So to comment on means to criticize or copyright a work when it comes in many different forms. Some examples of commenting on would be quoting or summarizing an article for a news report, or a teacher copying an article to use for a whole class lesson. Examples of criticizing or copyrighted work would be writing a song review and using a few lines from that song in order to do the review. Or one might copy a magazine article in order to use in a similar court case. These are just a few ways that fair use can be utilized. As you can see in these pictures, it's also considered fair use to parody a copyrighted work. And you can see all the different ways you can parody on this screen. And you might also think about Weird Al Yankovic. He does a lot of parodies of famous singers and their songs. There are 4 factors of fair use considered by judges. For times, those who own a copyright will argue that something done with their copyrighted material is not in fact fair use. And so the first of these 4 factors is purpose and character of the material being used. What is the purpose and character? Second thing a judge might consider is what is the nature of the copyrighted work. Third is what is the amount and sustainability of a copyrighted material that was used. And fourth, what effect could this fair or unfair use have on the potential market? Fair use is not a very black and white idea. There are a lot of gray areas, and it's pretty subjective and left up to judges to decide. All right, so now we go on to Creative Commons. Creative Commons is a nonprofit corporation created in 2001 to amend and augment traditional copyright law inherently granted to the authors of any creative work. Creative Commons refers to both a movement and a set of licenses allowing authors of any creative work to give the public access and permission to use, remix, or share their work according to specified conditions. These licenses are the very essence of connected learning. As Ryan Merkley, CEO of Creative Commons, stated, quote, "Our work is to build a vibrant, usable commons powered by collaboration and gratitude," unquote. This movement seeks to strengthen users' rights and expand the public domain. According to 2016 State of the Commons report, 1.2 billion Creative Commons licenses work and are now in circulation, building our global community. These works are licensed within 8 varying levels of copyright protection as specified by the author and are provided free of charge. As you can see, there are a lot of different icons, and each of these icons represents a particular domain. So public domain, okay, we have public domain, author waives all rights. Attribution, always cite the original author. That is the by right there. Share alike would be the SA that you see. If a work is a remix or a new creation, it must share the same requirements as the original. There's non-commercial and no derivatives. Okay, so all different types. When we work together, we grow together, but ground rules must be utilized and business must be conducted in an honest, respectful, and forthright manner. Give attribution where attribution is due. Thank you for watching. And here are our references. I forgot to do our reference page. There are all of our references. I have no idea how to shut this off. My little icon is not there anymore. Sorry.